Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is going to be a quick little overview video for the Gran Turismo World Series 2022 Nations Cup Test Season 1. And for the first half of the video, we'll do the overview of what this is all about. And then in the second half of the video, we'll do a quick little lap guide, which is going to be at Tsukuba with the Mazda Roadster S. And for those who don't know what Nations Cup is all about, this is where you try to be the best in your country and in your region. So let's say, for example, with me, I'm in the United States, so I'm racing for the USA. So it's my goal to try to be the best driver in the USA and also in my region, which is North America. But how do you access this Nations Cup? You want to go over to sport mode, so make sure you have cafe menu book number 9 completed to unlock sport mode, and then come down to Nations Cup. So you'll want to press X on it, and when you press enter, it'll ask you if you want to be entered in the following league, and it'll be GT1, GT2, GT3. GT1 is the highest league, and this is for those in the A and A plus driver rating, which is basically your skill rating. So if you're happy with the league that you want to enter in, just press yes and you'll see this. So these are the time slots for this race, and it'll vary depending on the time zone that you're in. So for example, with me, I'm in the Pacific time zone here in Western United States, so these are my time slots. You can enter as few or as many as you want, but you want to be aware that the last time slot that you do is the one that will count. So if you do the first, second, and third slots, the third slot is the one that will count, even if it's your worst race. So you want to be careful about doing multiple races. If you got a really good result from a race in the first time slot, then you can basically just call it a day and enjoy the rest of your day. And here's a schedule for this Nations Cup test season. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. Interestingly, all 4 races are the Mazda Roadster S one-make race at Tsukuba. And I'm probably going to guess that the reason for this is because you have to buy your own Mazda Roadster S. So they just want to make it simple. You buy only that car and you only have to worry about this one track. The only difference about this race is that the last race, which is round 4, is slightly longer with 10 laps, whereas the other 3 are 7 laps. And interestingly, fuel and tire are ×1 for all these races, so this is a pretty easy sprint race. Don't worry about pitting, although Tsukuba is a track where rain can happen, so I just want to put that out there. Be prepared in case rain does show up in your race. And interestingly, BOP is on for all 4 races and tuning is off for all 4 races, so you can pretty much just go in there and start practicing right away, and the same will apply for the race. And before I get started with the lap guide, you can install front, rear, side bumpers, and a wing on your car from GT Auto, but make sure you do not put a wide body, otherwise your car will not be able to enter the race. And before we get started with the lap guide, I want to note that we're on the Comfort soft tires, so there's not that much grip to begin with, so you want to be a little careful about how you're driving this car, and you kind of want to throw this car into a tiny bit of a slide to try to get it around the corners as quickly as possible. Throttle control is key here, and it's especially important because the last thing you want to do is end up spinning out. But as we get started with the lap guide, you want to bring yourself towards the left side of the track, and you want to brake before the wall on the left starts, so this is before the 50-meter board. Go at full braking power for a short moment, and you want to slowly ease off of the brakes as you start to turn in, bringing yourself down to second gear. So you're going to do a lot of trail braking, trying to go for a late apex, and as soon as you hit it, you want to start to bounce on the throttle to try to give the car a bit more speed, but be careful with your throttle control so you can try to keep the car under control. Then brake before the curb on the right ends, go at full braking power, and bring yourself down to second gear. Ease off of the brakes as you're turning in, and just like the first hairpin, bounce on the throttle to try to keep the car under control and try to gain some speed. then turn in before the barrier on the left changes color. You just need to lift off our throttle, lots of throttle control, being really careful on the throttle as the comfort soft tires provide very little grip, really easy to end up getting into a slide. Then brake before the 50-meter board or before the green turf on the left ends. Brake in a straight line, as much braking as possible, go for a late apex, lots of throttle control, bouncing on the throttle to try to keep the car under control and try to gain a bit of speed. Finally, bring yourself towards the left side of the track, and you want to be a little careful over here. You want to brake as a new sector starts before the pit board on the right. You want to use a little bit of braking, around 25% braking power, and then do lots of throttle control, just bouncing on the throttle once again. Your apex is the end of the curb on the right, and that's when you want to start to fully accelerate your way out of the final turn. And that is all for the lap guide. I'll be back soon with an overview and a lap guide for the Manufacturers Cup, but other than that, that's all for this guide. Thank you guys for watching the video. Good luck in your race if you do decide to participate in it. This is Mr. MCA, wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.